Time for XSRA.TV Speedway Racing News. Could a new California Speedway track be in the works for 2021? If Steve Evans, the promoter of Team USA Speedway Productions and Paris Speedway, can work it out, it just may happen. Hey, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel so you never miss any of our coverage of California Speedway, racing news, and highlights from races on XSRA.TV. On January 2nd, ExtremeSpeedwayAction.com visited a possible new venue for California Speedway racing. Kern County Raceway Park in Bakersfield, California. Located next to Interstate 5 at the Highway 43 exit, you might have seen it traveling from SoCal to San Francisco and back. It's a facility with a lot of potential for motorcycle speedway and flat track racing. Let's hear from Steve Evans about the track location and the racing conditions of this interesting venue. Here I am with Steve Evans, the promoter for Team USA Speedway Productions and Paris Speedway. Steve, where are we right now?
This is Kern County Raceway Park in Bakersfield. It's right off I-5 freeway, and it's a motorsports park which has a half-mile NASCAR track. It has a third-mile sprint car dirt track. It has a motocross track, and right now we have a speedway track.
So tell me, what gave you the idea to set up a speedway track out here and get the riders to come out?
Well, it's been on the radar for a while. I actually promoted a hooligan race here a couple of years ago, and obviously just with the success of Paris, which has managed to maintain racing during the pandemic, we figured we'd like to do more races, but we thought rather than have more races in our current venue, why don't we find another one? So we spoke to the track management, and here we are.
This is a wonderful place. You have about 20 riders out here right now. Why did you bring only 20 riders out to this event?
Well, we did a private test before Christmas with just 5 guys, and the track held out better on the initial test than we thought. So we figured the next plan would be to up the ante and bring a larger number. But we obviously didn't want to bring out 40 guys because we didn't know how the track would hold up. But we're pleasantly surprised. The track we're 2 hours and 25 minutes into a 4-hour session, and we did 1 drop of water and 1 drag, and it's holding up just fine.
All right, so it's kind of quieted down a little bit. We can talk a little bit and we can hear each other. Yes. Tell me, I was asking you about the location. We're close to Bakersfield, which means it's almost like a halfway point for a lot of riders, but you do have a lot of speedway and motorcycle fans in Bakersfield itself.
Yeah, Bakersfield's definitely a motorsports hub, and there isn't really any speedway or flat track in the area at this point. There's a small base of speedway riders here, about half a dozen. We have our hardcore Paris guys that don't mind traveling, and of course for the NorCal guys that only have 1 track right now, it's only 250 miles from Sacramento, which is a darn sight closer than going 400 to Costa Mesa or Industry, or about 450 to Paris. So any track to succeed has to have the right amount of riders, and when you can have them, fans, and external revenue like sponsorship, and it really just comes down to that. If you have all those pieces in place, you can keep racing.
So tell me, what are your plans to use this track during the season? Are you planning a race out here in the coming year?
We're planning lots of races. The game plan we hatched was to find another place where we could replicate Paris, do a once a month, year-round race facility. Having learnt from previous mistakes at other venues, we want to make sure that we test it thoroughly enough that when it's ready to race, it's ready to race.
This place would be more of a seasonal location because of the heat in the summertime. It's just like Paris, yeah. It gets over 100 degrees, and it's just sort of unbearable for a lot of people.
Yeah, we'd like to not race during July and August, but maybe do. I mean, at Paris right now we have 10 races over a 12-month period and take the brutal summer off, and this place will probably be the same. And of course, we don't mind taking the summer off because in an ideal scene, you'll have Costa Mesa and Industry and Fast Fridays running, and they obviously run more shorter but more intense seasons. And of course, you know, they can take the summer, and we'll take fall, winter, and spring.
Yeah, with this COVID pandemic, anything you can get is good enough, right?
Yeah, we don't know what's going to happen with the other venues. Certainly, we want them racing, because even adding Kern County Raceway to the Paris schedule, guys want to be racing more, and there's only so many races that myself and my organization can do, and it isn't going to be enough. But we just love everyone to be racing this year.
Very good. Thank you, Steve, for all of your efforts and for a good 2021. Let's run it.
Yeah, really appreciate it. Thanks, everyone.
The report after the weekend was, after 20 Speedway riders on Saturday and another 50 flat trackers on Sunday, inspection showed the track held up well and developed a nice blue groove. Good news for California Speedway this new year of 2021. While many of the state's other tracks remain closed due to the COVID-19 restrictions from the state. Keep yourself tuned into Extreme Speedway action for more information on developments in the coming year here at Kern County Raceway Park. I want to thank Team USA Speedway Productions promoter Steve Evans for speaking with us. For XSRA.TV Speedway Racing News, I'm Ken McKinney. See you at the track. That was your XSRA.TV Speedway Racing News.